Hey, this is Isaac, and welcome to Phase 3, Part 2. So, in Phase 3, Part 2, what we're going to talk about is monetization 2.0. Now, if you remember in our Phase 2, Part 2, we talked about monetization 1.0, the first phase of monetization. And that's when we simply get a product, we grab it from somewhere. It doesn't have to be ours, it could be ours. And we're just testing it. We're just testing to see if it worked. And if it worked, then this data, in our phase 3, the data that we would have gotten would have told us it worked. And if it worked, if it did not work, then you need to go back and do phase 2 over again, because that means your whatever idea that you had before, it didn't work out. It didn't work, or maybe something about it didn't work, so you need to go and make some change. And after you made enough changes, did enough testing, you realize that it just does not work, then you can switch to a different, perhaps you can switch to a different niche, perhaps you can switch to doing something else. Depends on what your goals are, right? And you could just switch. Maybe it's just the product that didn't work, so maybe you could just switch a product, right? If you switch a product and try selling something else, it might work, right? Because there might not be a need for a specific product that you were trying to sell before. So when that works, then we are able to, after we did that and we're able to make sure it works, then we can go into monetization 2.0. Monetization 2.0 is where we refine the sales process, right? And refining the sales process could mean a lot of things. It could mean creating an actual web page that could, if you're selling your own product, and doing a lot of things like that. And perhaps you were selling somebody else's product before, and you're thinking, for the long term, you don't want to be doing that. Like, what your goal is, you want to actually build your own business or whatever, then you can do that here, because you have proof. As long as your product is kind of pretty much the same type of product that you were selling before, there will be no problem, because you've already proven that there is a demand for that product in the marketplace, right? And when you're able to do that, then you can head into monetization 2.0. So this is where we just basically refine. Phase 3 is all about just refining and making stuff better, and that's how we do things. Because when most people think of refining, they think of like just slight tweaks, but slight tweaks in, especially like online, in just like online marketing, or in social media or on YouTube, just slight tweaks could be like night and day difference. Like a slight tweak could mean that you're making an extra 10 cents per sale, and that extra 10 cents will allow you to basically invest more money to be able to make more money, or something like that. In the case of YouTube, right now we don't have to worry about that. That's like probably phase 4, and phase 4 will definitely go beyond YouTube. But YouTube itself is very, very risk-free, right? It's extremely, extremely risk-free. Basically, all the traffic that we're getting from YouTube itself is free. Like, it costs us $0. So if you think about it, YouTube is kind of it's almost like a hack. It's almost like a cheat. It's like doing business with a cheat on. It's like you're playing a video game and you have this cheat where you're just invincible. You're literally just invincible. And that's the way I think of YouTube when I think of running your business using YouTube, because you're literally invincible. You cannot die. Because for most people, their businesses die when they run out of money, right? But how do you run out of money as something that you didn't even spend money in the beginning, right? You're not spending money to keep it operating. It costs you nothing to keep this thing running. So it's almost like you're immortal. Like it's like your business is immortal. It's like you literally cannot lose. The only way you can lose is you get burned out and you give up, right? And that's what happens to most people, because I'll actually talk about this. This is actually a pretty interesting concept. That when most people, you know, I always draw these 3 boxes. It's the same exact thing. Okay, I'm just you can't see the screen behind me, but this is it's an F. Okay, this is an F over here underneath. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know what these 3 letters stand for. This is your video. It's the marketplace, and this is the feedback that we get. We take our video to the marketplace. The marketplace tells us, or we take our video, our product, or whatever. We go to the marketplace. The marketplace tells us it's good or it's shit, and that's the feedback. And then we listen to the feedback. We go back, right? And I want to be very careful and tell you that the feedback is not people commenting on your video saying, you know, this shit sucks. The feedback is, did you make money or not? You know, who's actually how many people clicked? You know, like, it's mathematical data. It's not like people commenting saying your shit sucked. It's mathematical data. It's data that tells you, you know, how many people clicked, how many people took action, how many sales did you make, what's your watch time on YouTube, you know, your overall watch time, what's your audience retention, how many % of the video are they watching, right? That's like real hard numbers. That's the feedback. We take that, because it doesn't matter what anybody says. You know, you could have your entire comment section either be blank or, you know, just full of trolls saying, you know, your shit sucks. But then you take a look at your numbers and you're like, shit, I'm making sales, right? And when you find that out, you know, what's more important? You know, the people writing in the comments or the people who are actually taking action. So at the end of the day, the numbers is what we're looking at. And what most people do is they don't have this step. Like this feedback step just like does not exist. So it's just, I make something, I go to the marketplace, oh, I get something out of it. It worked, it didn't work, whatever. I'm just do more of the same. I'm just try this out, and you know, I'm not looking at my numbers. I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe this worked. All right, let's try something new. Let's write like N for new, and we'll just feed it back into this. And it didn't work out too well. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Maybe YouTube doesn't work. Let's stop doing this, right? And that's how you lose. That's the only way you can lose. But if you just follow this process, it's impossible to lose on YouTube. It's literally it's like doing business with infinite money almost. It's like doing business at a small scale, but you can't like, eventually there's a limit to how much you can do, but by yourself. But at a small scale, it's like doing business with infinite money. You literally, like right now, even me making this video, talking to you right now, I feel like God. I feel like I'm invincible. Because if you've done any other business before where it's like, you know, you either make that sale or you don't eat. But for YouTube, it's like, if I don't make that sale, I don't lose anything, right? So you can just keep trying and trying and trying until you make it. And if you know what you're doing, like if you have the system and the process to actually systemize this to create predictable results, you can, like, you know, for most people, if you're just bang your head on the against the wall, it may take years. It truly may take years to figure out. And I can say for myself, I was not able to figure it out itself. I had to get help. I had to get help somewhere to be able to properly learn how to do these things. So I created a very, very in-depth training for you, and the link is in the description below. It's 100% free. You can take a look. It's quite a long video, but it will go very, very in depth to how you can actually make money on YouTube. And it'll expose some of the misconceptions and the big lie that keeps most YouTubers poor. And it'll also tell you a little bit about my story of how I bought into the big lie, and as a result paid a terrible price, terrible price for it. So if you want to learn how to do everything in detail, I created that training for you to watch. It's 100% free. You can go and take a look at it. It's in the description below. Make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell, because I will be making more videos like this to be able to help you to make a full-time income on YouTube. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.